Yo. Oh, bro, it's just a. Mate, the gold flicks to that as well.
Yeah. So we just had.
What's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of Drawing and Exploring with me, Sam Grubb. Today I'm back in my hometown, Leicester, England. It's summer, the sun's out, it's a nice day, a little bit windy, but it's a good day. And I've got a cool commission that I'm working on, so we're vlogging again. I've got a contact over at LCB, which is a local, I don't even know what you call it, a business incubator, I think is the correct term. They rent office spaces to small businesses and big businesses as well, and they have like events that they hold where they do food and drinks and music, and there's a cafe there and sofas, and they have exhibitions and stuff like that. So it's kind of a hub in the cultural quarter in Leicester, and they're expanding. They're moving some of their clients over to Phoenix Square. So we've been back and forth for a couple months. We've been figuring out what we want to do, and they want a mural to decorate the inside of the reception area when you go through to where the new offices are. So they've already moved their people over, and we've been going back and forth figuring out the scaffold rig we need and what colours we're going to use and what the mural is going to look like and what it's going to include. But it's in a really good place. I'm really excited to start the project. So it's been a lot of planning, but I think it's going to be a really cool project, and I think hopefully the artwork at the end of it, they're going to be happy with what I do. So I'm on site basically. I'm going to take you, I'm going to show you what's happening. Apologies for the background noise. In Leicester's cultural quarter, where the streets are covered in artwork from Bring the Paint Festival. Check it out. Pretty cool. Renovations going on at the Phoenix. But yeah, I'm gonna go in. I'll show you the sketches, I'll show you what the plan is, and then I'm gonna take you through the process and some obstacles that I'm gonna hit. So this is the scaffold rig that I'm up for the week. I'm not sure if we call it a scaffold rig. I guess it's not. Razor deck. Razor deck, self-erecting tower, 2 meters, 150 kilograms bearing, so we're just under. But yeah, spending a few days up this one, and it's very rickety and wobbly. So times like this, I've just got to get it done. We've got a door wedge to keep the door open to get rid of fumes. Simple technology. Sometimes simple problems require simple solutions. If I can figure out how to open that door again. But yeah, and then we're painting. I'm going to show you what's in the bag of paint as well. A mix of lube, Montana. I've got a few other bits as well. Got the gas mask, some new filters, essential, some caps. These wipes as well are awesome. People say, how can I get spray paint off my stuff? Get these wipes. They sell them in B&Q, get them on Amazon. Big wipes. This is the one you want. It gets spray paint off everything. If you've got small little splashes like this where we're testing the fire alarm, one of those wipes is going to get that up. Absolutely no problem. This is not an advert. So here's the sketches. This is what I sent over to them when we were kind of going back and forth. Mocked the artwork onto the walls just to have a look how it's going to look. A little closer look there. All right, so the rig is up, in place, legs are sprayed out, and I'm thinking maybe, because the annoying thing is, if you look at the height of it, my head's going to be on the roof. I'm going to have to crouch down. I've already hit my head once this morning, so I'm thinking maybe if I use this open end here and kind of sit off the edge of that, maybe. I don't know if that's a little far away from the wall. I've got to climb up there and try and shimmy it. So let's see, this is going to be exciting. I've got a feeling I'm falling off this thing at some point this week. Alright, so we're getting started. Get them dust sheets up, couple of these, bit of masking tape, yada yada yada. When I first had the site visit, the client was like, let's keep it all above head height so it just doesn't get scuffed and messed up and stuff. I said, you know what, happy days. So get them dust sheets on and get started. There's my sketch. I should have had like a lanyard kind of thing that you can have around your neck. You can just look at it all the time. But either way, we've gone for the little wallet. Trying to get these first bits in. This is when I realised I hadn't hazed in the background, so I've gone back over with like this light kind of creamy colour that I was using, add some of that to the background, and then I'm just going to paint back over the circle with the yellow. And we're off. Look at this, starting rusty. Oh God, I've got this dilemma where I'm like, okay, cool, I'm cooking my lungs, breathing in vapors, spray painting all the time with no mask on, and then you think, okay, let me bring the gas mask and whack it on, and it's just like, I don't know how, I couldn't do it. You know, them nurses during COVID who had to wear all the gubbins. It's killer, and I'm like, I think I'd rather breathe the fumes in than have this thing clamped onto my face, just sweaty, hot, in the way, annoying. I feel so much better for taking off. I've been stressing. First 20 minutes or so up here, just annoying. This rig's really annoying. It's a weird shape. I can't stand up in it. I'm going to hit my head. So I need to figure something out. I think maybe I'm going to bring some pillows here tomorrow and pretty much do the whole thing on my knees. But we've got to figure something out because this is taking long and the gas mask's annoying me, and I just knocked a pint of water everywhere like a dozy div.
And I work with this little scaffold stand. Look at these wires in the way here, safety measures. So annoying. So getting it done slowly but surely.
All three sides.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so you have to see when there's a bit more on. I'm figuring this thing out at the minute. Slow progress.
Don't put your left foot down. There's nothing
Yeah,
there,
right. Okay, so I've got a bit done. We're underway. All those kind of day one kinks, I feel like they've been worked out. The main headache is this the scaffolding tower. It's really annoying. It's kind of fixed at one height and it's got these odd cables that are kind of in the way when I'm trying to paint on it. So we've been round, we've seen a friend Gray who works just around the corner and asked if we can borrow some ladders from him. Phoenix didn't want to give me their ladders. They were like, oh, we're not sure if we usually give ladders out to contractors or whatever. I was like, okay, cool. Went and got some ladders. Because I'm thinking it might be better to do it partially up ladders, which is not ideal because it's a lot of work moving the ladder around and this, that. But then climbing up this scaffold rig is really irritating. I'm finding kind of the best way to paint with it is the side here, the open end. But then it's kind of like you've got these legs so you can't get really close to the wall, and I'm having to lean out. And it was okay when I had these post boxes to rest my leg on, but it's a bit tough. Whereas at least with the ladder, I mean, let's see. Even like this, I can get to not too far. Hey look, on camera. I get to not too far away. So I think I can do most of it off the ladder, and I think it's going to help me speed through it a little bit because it's hard working on this deck. So despite the frustrations with the tower, what's it called, the razor deck, the Hugo razor deck, it's actually been a nice day. It's been really sunny, really bright, sounds of the city, some fresh air coming in, but yeah, it's tough. It's just hard working with that, squeezing through that little gap, but trying to enjoy it. My evening plans for tonight have cancelled, so I'm thinking I might stay on. I've got the fob so I can kind of just have my own access, and I'm thinking I might stick around. And I'm looking, I kind of want to finish one wall today. If I finish that, then I feel like it's almost like test cricket. I want to make a good total today, you know, get to a point where I finish that first wall, all the materials are there, everything's on site. Tomorrow I can just come and have another good day of it. So I think with this, you can see the middle panel here. I think this pink monster with the Canberra is going to get cut just in favour of this other stuff. The one bit of direction I got back from the client was just lose a couple of the monsters, even though they said they wanted some characters. That was the direction, to lose a monster here or there. So I'm thinking, just for space, I'm going to just flesh out the rest of the green dude and then move this stuff with the clock tower and the film and the looking glass, move that stuff over, and that's going to be wall one, hopefully finished.
So yeah, not off to a bad start. Kind of felt like I was feeling it out by now. Getting these bits in, I like doing this fur texture, and kind of with this one it's fun because even though it's like big emblematic pieces throughout the whole kind of composition, it's nice because I've got the little doodads, the bubbles, the blobs and stuff like that just to flesh it out and fill space. So Good fun. I think, yeah, colours, I just about got the colours I wanted. Some of them were a little touch darker than I would have liked. I couldn't exactly colour match from the sketch, but still quite like it all together.
It's Sam.
Hey, yo. How are you, bro? You okay?
Good, are you?
I'm good, bro. What are you saying?
What are you saying?
Oh, it's been a long ass day, I won't lie, bro. It's up, down, figuring out. You know that first day on it, just loads of shit to figure out. Tomorrow's gonna be the day, bro. Cranking through the progress.
Yeah.
Hot work, man. This was like during the heat wave, baking off. Yeah, you can see I've just been in the gas mask. It was too hot. And even though, like I said, I'm huffing in these fumes at the back of the room just where it's stale, felt like I could concentrate on the painting. What I found was I just rush a little bit sometimes. Like with the mask on, I'll kind of like, okay, cool, I want to get to the point where I can take it off again. And I'll start rushing. That one, I'm not possessed. That's just a little stretch there, just working the lower back. I feel like my back's such a shag, man. I did years of like manual labour, lifting weights, stomping around playing football on 5G. And now it's like, if I sleep in the wrong way, my lower back is such a mess. We're getting old, man. I listened to Stacey's mum the other day and they talk about Stacey's mum. She's hot, she's 35 years old. I think, yeah, I'm 36. So in my head, like Stacey's mum is like, that's how old a MILF is. Guess what? I'm older than Stacey's mum. Bad times, we're getting on, people.
Day 2, Leicester City Centre, making my way to the site. Got to leave the materials there and I've got the fob, so it's nice and easy, hopefully straight in and straight into it today. The thing I'm thinking about is that doorway that people were using, and if I can get as much of the areas done aside from the doorway as possible, and then when people leave after hours, maybe I've got a long day today, and then I can kind of get to that door, get to that bit above the door. So that's the plan for the day. I'm sure there'll be obstacles, but let's see. Feeling good, sun's out.
Carnival today, have enough.
Alright, we're back inside. Got a super flat croissant for breakfast that was left in my bag. It's no good. And then this stuff, I've been loving this, man. Little concentrate one. I never used it before, but super handy for something like this, just to chuck in your bag and mix up the medicine. Loving life. Getting up here, eating those, you know, those little greys, like flapjack things. One of my favourite things you can buy in the high street. Fantastic. And then just getting some tape on the wall, thinking about doing a little clock tower. Don't mind it so much. Sometimes people are like, yeah, I want you to paint a whole clock tower. It's a bit boring. For those who don't know, clock tower is like a landmark in Leicester. This is my idea. The client was super cool. They said, sketch, do your thing. Make sure you include the monsters. That's kind of what we want. That's why we shouted. I was like, okay, nice, thank you, love it. Getting to paint what I want a little bit, so super cool. But yeah, I thought a little clock tower, a little space center. Kind of make them cartoony, make them in my style. It's different to like just painting the King Power Stadium once again.
All right, so I feel like I'm making good progress. I feel like sometimes with these projects, before I get to it, it's hard to tell how long it's going to take. People say, how long is it going to take? I need to like figure the problems out, got into a good workflow. I felt like today doing this last panel, it's kind of not easy, but the best way is to have the rig just in one position side on like this, I think, paint a whole section. So now it's kind of a puzzle piece, thinking about what parts can I paint where people who are in the office today can still get by and I'm not going to be in their way too much. And then I'm thinking kind of, if I do a couple of bits in the middle of this big kind of main wall, then I think what's going to happen is I can fill in around the gaps and hopefully it will start to come together.
More prep with the dust sheets. Covering up. This one was quite nice because like the static got behind it. You see how flush it is on that grey door there? So I was just kind of like sticking it to the wall with my hand. I guess that's the way, whether you're meant to like open them a certain way and put them on a certain way, but I don't know, it just took to the wall and stuck to it really well. So quite the pleasure. Like I said, by now I've kind of got the hang of this, what's it called? The razor deck. So I'm just sat painting off the end, doing like whole sections like this that are maybe up to a meter wide at a time, and just scooting round. We're trying to get it done. Using a mix of Loop, Montana. There's no Montana Gold. I kind of wanted to experiment because I used some Montana Gold, which is a low pressure brand of spray paint. I used some, where was it? Can't remember. Somewhere I ended up using some, and I never usually use it because they're like matte colors. They're not very like pingy, bright, colorful sort of stuff. But I really liked it, and you could definitely understand why the guys who paint like photorealism stuff use it, because the pressure was so low. It was so nice. So I wanted to use some for this, given the scale of it, but didn't get round to it. So whatever, we're working with the Montana Black and the Loop, which is my favorite, and just scooching this tower along and filling in what we can. It actually wasn't too bad. I thought I'd be dealing with more drips and stuff like that. Maybe the wall was a little porous, maybe because it was like the first time it had spray paint on it or something like that, but it was actually fine. And then here's me dragging the scaffold tower. It just made more sense to drag it about rather than, like, you know, you've got those little locks on the wheels like what you have on is it like shopping trolley wheels? What am I thinking of? Where do you have them locks? What the hell is it on? I don't know what I'm thinking of. I can't picture it. We used to tread down. Oh no, on like a cage, right? You know, if you're like picking and packing, maybe it's on like a cage like that. I don't know. Anyway, had those wheels with the little locks on it, and rather than like unclip all 4 of them, wheel it along, put the legs where they're meant to be, clip them back down. It's kind of easier just to drag it, but it was turning into a physical day, man. Up, down ladders, billion squats, and wheeling this thing around. But we're getting it done. See how I mean about painting the sections like this, right? Move the thing along. It wasn't just this, it wasn't just the heat wave as well. The other thing was the being so close to those LED lights. You can see I got a nice sweat patch on my back. But the fluorescent lights at the top, oh my gosh, you know when you stood next to them and they're like centimeters away from your head, they're just going to make you drip with sweat. They're going to make me drip with sweat anyway. Not sure what it means. Too much sugar in my diet, maybe. Think about whether I get that Botox thing, and you can get it in like your armpits and your forehead, and that you get Botox to stop you sweating. But I'm not sure if that just gives you cancer and it just makes your organs sweat or something. I don't really know. Gives your organs a nice water bath in your own sweat. It's probably pretty grim to think about, isn't it? Not sure how it works. Here we go, we're getting it in. Yellow pen, bit of a shadow. Here's the boys, business stack come to say hello. Yeah. I'm blasting in this bit above the door. I had kind of a good run at it. Pin the door open, as you can see just below, so the odd person was coming or going, but for the most part it was fine. I just had my headphones in and just kind of got to work with it. And it's certainly taking shape now. Blasting a little bit yellow for the background. And I like, whenever I'm painting, I always think about the thickness of my outlines, and I don't mind it so much, you know, like doubling them or making them a little bit thicker. I think it's cool because when you're painting like the small details on a face, you can keep them a bit smaller naturally, but for the outline, I think it makes it just emboldened a little bit. I quite like it. Making progress.
Ooh, I'm exhausted. Day 2 down. Broke the back of it today. Felt like I got most of it done. The aim was obviously to get that bit done above the door, like I said. And I ran out of black, so had to stop. It's about 9 PM now, so that was my plan. Stay on till about 8, 9. And then tomorrow, annoyingly, Graffhq didn't have the trans black that I need to put in the little kind of shadow layer. So I've had to order online. That's due to get delivered tomorrow. So I'm kind of got to work my movements out. I'm thinking I head down here, then when it gets delivered, run and grab it, bring it back. So I guess we'll see what happens. Day 3, tired, exhausted, bored of the gas mask. Nice to be breathing fresh air, heading home. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Morning peeps, day 3, sun's out, back in the city centre. Getting it done today, last day. Hopefully got about maybe 4 or 5 hours. Got to paint the bit in front of the doorway today, the main entrance, so it's going to be annoying obscuring that during the lunch run. Maybe try hit it later in the afternoon, finish the back wall first, but I've got to figure it out. And then go through and put the shadow in. So almost there, I can see the finish line now. On with it.
All right, little unboxing one. There's your Montana Gold. Super low pressure, and that's the translucent stuff. Do love it. Don't know what I did before it. Need to figure out what's the best cap for it though, because some of the like caps or nozzles that you get are like a soft finish, you know, just like a little bit more flary and airy. So it might be a good shout. I'm here to finish this bit at the back. Draw in the little Apple Pencil in his hand. Sweaty work, man. Like I said, it was an absolute hot one. Wonder if there's something you can do, like something you could wear that's cold. I used to, when I first moved away, and I've got like Zoom calls where I'm just sat baking for like half an hour. I'm like, okay, cool, what can I do? So I started freezing water bottles. There's a little hot tip. Everyone talking about summer heat wave. Oh, England in the summer, have you got your fan ready? Have you done this? Have you done that? Just freeze a 2-litre bottle of water and then just whack it behind your lower back or between your thighs or something when you're on your Zoom call. Fantastic, what a little touch. Or even your hot water bottle. Everyone's saying hot water bottle, hot water bottle. Here's one, cold water bottle. Fill it up, whack it in the freezer. Job's are good and get it out the next day. So I wonder if there's a, you know, for like people who are doing like manual labour, I wonder if there's any kind of like thing you can wear. Imagine like a cool pack that's like a bulletproof vest, but you freeze it and it keeps you cool. Maybe I should patent that. I'll be the first customer. Or like, what could you have? You could have like something that like a pack that sits between your shoulder blades, maybe strapped on like, you know, there's little sports bras that footballers wear where you put the chip in it to get your analytics. Maybe you could develop something like that and have a little cold pack that sits in between your shoulder blades. I think it sounds like pure bliss. But then how hot's the chat? Like, I don't know. Are you guys watching this thinking, yeah, perfect, that'd be a dream? Me, I'm constantly too hot. So I'm like, okay, cool, maybe that'd be good for me, but maybe for you guys, you're like, no, hellish. I want to put a jumper on, I'm not interested in that. I don't know. Here I'm using a bit of the masking tape just to get some straight lines. I'm not too worried about them being like the straightest thing, because obviously it looks hand-drawn, it looks kind of like hand-rendered anyway. But just touching up little bits with the pens and just trying to keep it nice and neat. It was just so difficult working at this height, like stuck on this little tower and painting up this height. It was a tough one.
Nearly there, final touches. I've got to put on that transparent black. So nearly done, a couple more hours. I'm thinking get the tunes on, just blast it out in one go. I'm happy.
All right, final push, we're into it. So this is the transparent black going on. It's quite nice actually with this little ladder. Big up Gray for lending us the ladder, but I could just whip round and do most of it. There was some little bits at the top that I couldn't reach, but for the most part it was actually all right. So pretty happy with that, and it didn't take too long. These are the sorts of things you end up doing on the last day. And then, yeah, little final touches here with a pen. So this is just a alcohol-based ink from Graffhq, the graffiti shop. And it's in a, 8mm marker, I think. And there's your final piece. Looks cool, man. I'm so happy with this. I'm really, really happy that the clients wanted me to draw what I wanted. I think for a long time that's been a huge dream of mine, to be able to draw my own stuff at like corporate commissions and kind of like people to want to commission Sam Grubb to paint a Sam Grubb thing. And here it is. So I'm really happy. So big up Paul and big up all the guys over at LCB. Super glad for the shout and super glad that just got to have some fun with it and paint my thing. Job's a good one.
And we're done just like that. 3 days finished. Glad it didn't roll over to a 4th day. Everything went smoothly. After that first day figuring out the kinks and working out what's going on with that tower thing I had to climb. Yeah, pretty fun job. We got Paul and all the guys over at LCB. Super cool from when I submitted the sketches, and always nice when I get to draw something that I actually want to draw. Or paint in this instance, whatever. But yeah, it was good fun. I'm going to jib off all the social stuff at the end of the video. Naturally, you know where to find me if you want to follow along, and if you want to commission work, all the details are down below on the video. So thanks for watching, thanks for getting to this point. If you did enjoy it, watch another video, leave a comment, leave an emoji flag, let me know where you're watching from, ask a question, who knows, I'm going crazy. But yeah, thanks for watching guys, I'll see you next time for another episode of Drawing and Exploring.